I'm not gonna lie, I think everybody wants to be cool. Like, being cool is just like it's just cool, bro. Like, there's nothing like it. And I know some of y'all are thinking, Chains, with all due respect, bro, how do you know what it's like to be cool? And my answer to that is just look at me, bro. I fucking don't, okay? But I do know someone who is cool. He's a certified cool guy, and his name is Bob. Now, what makes Bob so cool? Is it the sunglasses? Is it the sexy ass face? No. Tell him the answer, Bob. He doesn't talk. The answer is Bob doesn't talk. And a crucial role in being cool is the element of mystery. Now, it's interesting because if we take a look at Jake over here, Jake doesn't talk either, and I don't think, I mean, like, me personally, you know, I don't really think Jake's that cool. So that means to be cool, you can't just stop talking. I mean, I remember one time, I thought if I threw in some earbuds and stopped talking to motherfuckers, everyone would see me as some cool, mysterious guy in the shadows. And I'm not even gonna lie, I was walking through the halls feeling like Batman. I could even see the people talking about how cool I was. Come to find out, it was more like, does this kid even talk? Nah, I don't think so. Yo, what's up with this kid? I'm pretty sure he's autistic or something. Because the truth is, there's a very distinct difference between Bob's silence and Jake's silence. I mean, Jake didn't talk because he would probably get his ass beat for literally anything that comes out of his mouth. But Bob, on the other hand, doesn't talk because he doesn't have to talk. Like, watch this. Oh my god, Bob. I love you, Bob. Now, just for science reasons, let's just see what happens when I do the same thing, you know? Why not? What's the worst that could happen? Hello? Can I help you? Oh my god, help. There's this creepy guy. At least she did. Get on the ground. Hands behind your back, buddy. Now, it's important to note that being cool is subjective. Like, for example, some people think I'm cool, you know? Like, in this big-ass world, surely there's someone out there.
No, there isn't. Nobody thinks you're cool. Shut up, loser.
Okay, well, what I was trying to say is you're gonna find someone cool who I don't find cool, and I'm gonna find someone cool who you don't find cool, and that just leaves us with the question, what is cool? So to answer this question, I need you to think of the coolest dude on the earth, and I'm about to guess, okay? You got it? Yeah, alright. I'm not the fucking Akinator. I'm not about to guess who you're thinking of, but I can guess with 100% accuracy who you're not thinking of, and that's Mark Zuckerberg, okay? How did I know that? Because if you think of Mark Zuckerberg as the coolest guy in the world, you're fucked, alright? Like, there's no helping you. Like, click off the video. It's raps for you, bro. But how could Mark Zuckerberg possibly help us get cooler? I mean, look at the guy. He's practically oozing uncoolness as we speak. But that's important because if being cool is subjective, we need something objective to look at, and objectively, Zuckerberg gets no bitches. Like, let's just look at the numbers here. I mean, this guy's the CEO of Meta, but he's also the CEO of being a uncool lizard nerd guy. And if there's one thing I've learned in my studies of coolness, it's the art of minding your own goddamn business, okay? Like, let's compare George to Bob, who, let's just say, both aced the math test. Hey, Chains, what'd you get on the test? Fuck, I got like a 65%. Oh, that's really good for you. That's good for you, yeah. I actually got 100% plus the bonus question. Oh, wow, nice, bro. Billy, what'd you get on the math test? Math test? The dog. I could have swore that shit was chemistry. Nope, it was math, and I got 103%. Bob, what'd you get? Oh, 110. There was only one bonus question. That's impossible. Oh, kissy face. Bob, did you pipe the teacher? And that's probably why Zuck over here is so uncool. He's minding a million people's businesses, probably looking through their cameras and shit like, yeah, fuck you, Mark. And the most important trait for being cool is having confidence. You just can't be cool while shivering your timbers, bro. And I know some of you are thinking, oh, well, I guess it's over for me then. And no, it's not over for you, bro, because confidence is the most fake it till you make it shit ever. Like, you're not gonna say the perfect thing every time. Lord knows I don't. I'm pretty sure I say the wrong thing every time, but if you say that shit with your chest, people let it slide, bro. And I said, no, I wouldn't suck your dick for $20. Oh, well, that makes one of us. Well, that makes one of us. I love this guy. Now, that's the type of confidence that's gonna take you from a level 1 crook to a level 100 mafia boss. And with that power comes responsibility. Some dudes will become a level 100 mafia boss and start picking on other people because it makes them feel powerful. But a cool guy doesn't yearn for power. He yearns for, fuck, what do you yearn for, bruh? Damn, he's so cool. Now, being cool comes along with being calm and collected. Like, if someone walked up to you trying to fight and you started running away screaming for your life, I don't think anyone's looking at you like, damn, that's one cool-ass motherfucker, bro. Yeah, bro, the way he hit that high note was cool as hell. Shit, maybe I could be like him someday. Now, I'm not saying you gotta go all Jackie Chan on the guy, but you do gotta stay calm and think logically. Like, let's see how cool you are. What would you do in this situation? A, strike first, strike hard, no mercy. B, just walk away. C, give him a little kiss on the forehead. Or D, do the stanky leg. And the correct answer is any of the above, bro, because it's not about what you do, it's about how cool you do it. Except maybe the stanky leg one. I don't think anybody can look cool doing the stanky leg. But doing any of the other options, you could look cool as hell. Like, A, strike first, strike hard. Boom, one punch knockout. That's cold. But if you throw first, miss, eat shit, not cool. B, walking away. You're cool as hell, unfazed. Unless you get jumped from behind and get your ass beat. Not cool. C, give him a little kiss on the forehead. Assert your dominance. You pretty much just made him your son. But if you miss, well, now you're just kissing a dude, so yeah. Now, even though being cool is all about how you do things, there's a few things that nobody can look cool doing, like riding a scooter, chasing a bus, taking pictures with an iPad, chasing paper in the wind, using VR, washing a cucumber, waving. You look nerdy as fuck, eating a cupcake, tripping, getting out of a restaurant booth, pickleball, and literally anything to do with Starbucks. Hi, can I get a caramel ribbon crunch frappuccino with 2 extra pumps of vanilla and the
You're
soy?
not cool, bro.
What? Now let's take it back to the element of mystery for a second, because this is the step that will either have people seeing you as a cool ass dude, or they'll just assume you're shy or possibly on the spectrum, bro. Listen, you gotta talk, bro, or else people have nothing to go off of and they'll start filling in the blanks themselves. Whoa, wait, so I gotta talk to be cool? Yo, Chains, what do I say? Whatever the fuck you want, bro. Wait, really? Yeah, bro, the truth is the key to being cool is being yourself. And I know that shit sounds corny, and it is, but do you think the coolest dudes on earth give a single fuck about what you think? Hell nah. They're way too busy being cool, bruh. You gotta be like a peach, man. Some people hate peaches, some people love peaches, but at the end of the day, the peach is gonna be a peach. So here, take these sunglasses, and if you haven't heard it today, you're a cool ass dude, bro.
I hate to say it, but at this point, Gen Z is a bunch of old heads. Pretty soon here, we're gonna be sleeping in rocking chairs on some 65+ activity. I'm gonna be recording scripts with my dentures falling out. We might even start complaining at Whole Foods. But while it's pretty scary to turn into a certified geezer, when you consider what Gen Alpha's becoming, I think there's fatter fish to fry here. Every passing day feels like new information drops on Gen Alpha's disintegrating mind. I don't know about you, but if I was born and raised on YouTube Shorts, my brain would be Dusty Depot, my face would be Greasy Grove, and I'd smell like Moisty Meyer. Gen Alpha's daily activity currently involves maxing out their parents' credit cards on Roblox and then addressing them by their first name. If I pulled something like that at the ripe age of 8, I'd have been subjugated to unspeakable tortures. Let's say I were to make a video about the types of kids in Gen Alpha. We'd have the Skibidi soldier, the iPad addict, the illiterate individual, and the cooked Christopher. To put it in perspective, when I was a kid, I ran off Capri Suns and Uncle Grandpa. Did I turn out well? No. But with Gen Alpha being comprised of Cocomelon AI YouTube Kids content and Guava Ice Elf bars, I can't imagine it's an upgrade. You see, pregnant women are like blenders. You put food into them for 9 months until they output a final result. However, the nutrition options for Gen Alpha babies are not looking good. Eat 1 Caniac combo and that's another Aiden Ross viewer for the world. Eat 2 combos videos, and that's a lifelong Neon sub. And personally, if I walked in on my son watching a kick streamer, I'd abandon him in the Sahara Desert. Because the content Gen Alpha is consuming has got to be the most brain-numbing, ice-dwelling slop I've ever seen. Let's take out the big one first, Skibidi toilet. This dominates Gen Alpha. People are calling it Gen Alpha's first meme. So you're probably expecting me to dog on Skibidi toilet, right? Well, actually, I like Skibidi toilet. I watched the whole series and I acquired a fine taste for its intricate lore and world building. Certifiably, I fuck with the toilets heavy. I'm talking about the content where the blue guy gets fat as fuck and drowns to death. Putting your kids on TikTok with the iPad mini and subjecting them to 10 hours of TikTok per day has gotta be a low-level lobotomy. Gen Alpha babies have been cooked in the monkey baby bonbon and lanky box oven for their whole life. And now that they're older, the repercussions are starting to show themselves. Because these kids can't read. Gen Alpha kids cannot read words. They look at books and see Minecraft rune enchantments in the letters. This is what happens when people who play Valorant start to have kids. The amount of reports from teachers saying that they can't get their students to read or listen is crazy. I can't blame those kids though. The Skibidi syndrome does hit pretty hard. But as a professional, I have a solution for the problem. Classrooms should have all students wear Apple Vision Pros and augment Minecraft parkour on the whiteboard to help them focus. That'd be sick. And it'd double to help with the kids' abhorrent iPad addiction. Gen Alpha loves their iPads. It turns out that when you give kids the iPad, they want to keep the iPad. So now that those iPad kids are inevitably getting dropped off at daycare, iPad-less with no money and some $8 shoes, they've started to snap. And I don't imagine you want to be caught as the kid with the iPad at Gen Alpha daycare. These kids will be eyeing you down like you pulled up to O Block with $10,000 in an open briefcase while wearing a cartoonish propeller hat. The only thing that helped them is some clothes from TakerTime.store. Sorry, that wasn't a very clever plug. But also, Gen Alpha's clearly been dealt a bad hand. They're starting off like an Elden Ring strength build with no intelligence or strength. But once you start adding artificial intelligence into the mix, you start to realize these kids are done for. Between me and you, I was a terminal cheater in school. I had the Quizlet Chegg Mathway subscription combo. I wasn't doing squat back in school. But at least I had to think for myself when it came to cheating. AI just does everything for you. Implant these kids with an Elon Musk Neuralink and they'll become the Quizlet subscription. There's not going to be a single thought required for Gen Alpha to make. But long term, I can't lie, I'm morbidly curious how these kids will turn out. Imagine once Gen Alpha is old enough to be in high school and have jobs. This generation's gonna be like a human experiment to observe. If we're being honest with ourselves, I can't even hold a regular job at McDonald's. It's too hard for me. I can't imagine the TikTok-pilled AI kids holding these jobs either. It's really about to be a dystopia. I think the only occupation Gen Alpha has over us is working the front lines in the military. All that Skibidi toilet consumption probably has them primed for international warfare. But I've been dogging Gen Alpha for a while now. But something I'm truly afraid of is that I'm just like them. I mean, I do like Skibidi toilet, but when you look at the exhibit of content we used to watch at Gen Alpha's current age, things don't look good for us. Back in the day, these MLG videos used to go hard, but looking back, I'd imagine most adults would assume I'm doomed for liking those. MLG videos are so bad nowadays, but I couldn't see it at the time. If you ever watched those Shrek compilation videos, those are pretty much the same as Skibidi toilet too. But even more brain rot is YouTube poop. I got this video on Instagram Reels a couple days ago with SpongeBob repeatedly throwing the patty into a fan and it shits all over Squid. This still made me laugh to this day, which made me feel like Gen Alpha is pretty similar to me. But I've also got one first-hand experience in my life that makes me think that Gen Alpha could truly be a different breed than us. What if I were to tell you recently I had a first-person run-in with a real-life Gen Alpha child? I was at the park with my boys playing the classic basketball game Around the World. Why weren't we just playing basketball? Well, unfortunately, we're all white boys. White boys do it different in certain methods, and basketball is not one of them. We're shooting missed hoops for about 30 minutes until this mom walks over to us like, "My son Axel really wants to play with you boys." And immediately, I knew the boy Roderick was trying to get some good boy points with the mom, so he's like, "Of course we can play with your son." And just like that, we had a group of grown-ass adult dudes playing basketball with a 7-year-old. This situation was a little awkward because none of us wanted to use that sailor talk around the kid, and the kid himself just wasn't saying anything at all. So I try and strike up a conversation with the kid like, "So you ever watch YouTube, lil bro?"
Yeah.
Damn, alright, so like, what do you like to watch? I'm trying to bait out the Skibidi toilet answer because I want to see if it's true that these kids are all addicted to it. But Axel hits me with the,
I like secret room videos.
I don't know what a secret room video is, but we all hit him with the, oh yeah, I love secret rooms. So you like Skibidi toilet? I cut right to the chase, but as it turned out, he was like,
I love Skibidi toilet.
to then immediately run away from us, scour through a backpack, and come back with his iPad. He pulls the thing out and starts pulling up YouTube like,
You guys want to watch it?
as if he wasn't already going through the motions of pulling it up. We all look at each other like, the fuck is this kid doing? But we allow the kid to show us Skibidi toilet. He just sits on the ground, starts scrolling Skibidi toilet shorts, and sings along to the videos while making our entire group stand around him and watch. I don't know why he started showing this to us, but it made us have to completely stop the game. This would normally make me a little bit angry, but I can't lie. Watching this kid was a spectacle. I was also on Roderick's side with winning mom points, so I was willing to sacrifice my fun for the greater good here. And as I stood there looking over a 7-year-old child sing Skibidi toilet to me, all I could think is how I'm growing into an old man, and damn, these kids are cooked. Anyways, go to takeyourtime.store and buy something.
Weed, the world's most controversial substance. On one hand, you have die-hard loyalists who would sacrifice their right nut to convince you that smoking packs is the best thing that's happened to mankind since the invention of space travel. While on the other side of the spectrum, you have your boomers and extremists who would raise the bet offering up the full pair, explaining to you that weed is for lazy stoners and that Andrew Tate never smokes weed and he's got a Bugatti. But as we know, with everything ever in the history of the universe and beyond, the answer lies somewhere in the middle. So today we are going to find out what is bad about weed, but also what's good about it. Where the goal is to determine a subjective answer about if getting high is a net positive or negative for your personal situation. First things first though, smoking anything is bad for you and 100% increases your chances of getting cancer and fucking dying. But then again, if you really wanted to, you could just include some edibles into your breakfast, lunch, and dinner, effectively being blasted 24/7 and leaving your lungs out of the equation entirely. So instead of focusing on the obvious, let's look at the first non-health related negative stereotypical side effect of getting high. And that's of course, weed makes you lazy. I'd be lying if I told you this was false, cause no matter how many times you hear stuff like, being high actually makes me productive as hell. I love smoking a fat bowl and cleaning my room. Which, that's all fine and dandy until you realize the person who just told you that equates cleaning his room with, quote, being productive as hell. Like shit, dog, unless your roommate's with someone from Hoarders, I don't think you can call that being productive. It's just normal human behavior. Next day my man is gonna tell you about the time he got so faded, he got this surge of motivation and was feeling super productive like he could do anything. So he brushed his teeth. But I think this false sense of productivity has to do with our increasingly deteriorating attention spans, which these days, I swear bro, mofos be switching from scrolling TikToks into watching a YouTube video and consider that shit productive. Which, can't lie, I've done it myself too. Along with the fact many weed smokers misinterpret productivity with creativity, which basically means just because you got really high and had an extremely vivid idea which you think will get you out of the hood, doesn't mean that day was productive. Because unless you're actually following through on that hood escaping master plan, you did jack shit. This phenomenon of mistaking creativity for productivity is what gets a lot of dudes addicted to the za, cause it'll get you in a loop of feeling unmotivated and uninterested when sober and then relying on it for those feelings. And that'll trick you into believing that weed is helping you, because when you're sober, you have zero motivation, but when you're high, you feel like your thoughts and plans are actually good for once. The whole concept of thinking that you need motivation to be happy is wrong to begin with. You need to get shit done, not lay on your bed watching an Andrew Tate edit feeling super motivated motivated all the time. But there is a flip side. I know from meeting many dudes who smoke almost daily that the za won't make a dedicated and focused person lazy, nor a lazy person dedicated and focused. Because when you boil it down, there's really two types of weed consumers. One who use the plant to get a break from their work and take a step back for a moment to appreciate all that they have accomplished and achieved. And the second type is the ones who say shit like, weed helps me focus and cope with my depression and anxiety. Which, of course, there are cases where that can be medically true, but in most likelihood, the dude who is saying that is just a lazy turd sack who has been programmed into thinking he should be feeling some constant euphoria from just fucking existing on planet Earth. These guys will talk about their difficulties focusing, but then be like, maybe this joint will help. Which, I've been there too, pondering if I should smoke up to make a long day's work more fun, but then be a bit surprised when the day is fun, but the lengthy work I had to do turned into me watching conspiracy theories on YouTube until I sobered up. And if you really are dead set on consuming a substance to get you focused, why the hell are you smoking weed when there's things like
Adderall, or as the kids call it, Diet Coke. If you have trouble focusing, then talk to your doctor about drugs. You see, science has figured out how to take your flaccid brain and make it rock hard, allowing you to skeet productivity. Andy's the best thing to ever happen to me. Before I was pilled up, I couldn't last longer than 5 minutes without needing phone dopamine. Even if I was doing something I enjoyed, I'd still get distracted by TikTok. Like, why am I looking at these hoes when the prize is right in front of me? But Adderall isn't all rainbows, and like all drugs, it has side effects. Like, I have to piss all the time. If I take too much, I get indigestion, and it definitely impacts my sleep. Which is wild, because I only take it in the morning. I'm prescribed it twice a day, but I only take my first dosage, and it still impacts my sleep. A few weeks ago, I shit you not, I was up for 35 hours. And the only things I took were a cup of coffee's worth of caffeine and 2 15-milligram dosages. Now, I don't know how much of that was the Andes, but believe me, they helped. Still, it's way better than using weed when it comes to focusing. Using weed to focus is like getting a handy from your ex. Like, what part of your brain thought this was gonna end well? I take weed to become de-stressed, therefore making my brain not focus. Tell them, CBD. Tell them what time it is.
people who say weed helps them focus probably mean it helps them focus on distractions and the feeling of motivation, all while postponing any actual hard work. Because when you're high, you could be in the kitchen making a fucking microwave hot dog and feel the dopamine kick of accomplishment. Again though, that's not to say you can't be productive and high. All I'm trying to get at is that a lot of people who think grass helps them focus actually mean it helps them feel like they're focused and productive when really nothing's changed. On top of that, usually when you're faded, you tire faster, and that could lead you to perceiving 20 minutes of activity as like 2 hours. But it's not all bad. As I said before, although the Zaza ain't gonna really boost your productivity, it definitely can do that for your creativity, which depending on what you're doing could be an actual noticeable difference in your progress. That's also why so many rappers and artists smoke grass, cause it can help you get in a groove, go with the flow, as the cool kids say. That's why I usually come up with my video ideas, titles, and thumbnails when I'm faded, but while making the actual video, I'm not. Usually. Anyway, we've been talking about this topic for quite a while, so let's move on to what makes you contempt when you shouldn't be. Have you ever procrastinated before? Nah, the question should be, how much do you procrastinate? Some people do it more than others, but one thing that I've noticed with a lot of is they're always talking about their plans and what they're gonna do, but it's always after I quit my job, after I save up for a new car, after I blah blah blah. It's always after something, and then when the after comes, there's a new after. Which I'm not blaming this solely on, because as I said earlier, the Za won't make a driven person lazy, but what it will do is make a mofo who is always procrastinating their shit do it even more. Because it's always gonna be easier to smoke a J, eat pizza, and watch Rick and Morty than go through the hardships of starting your dream business, learning a valuable skill, traveling the world in a van, whatever it may be. And that's really where you gotta look yourself in the mirror and ask, is my relationship with the Za healthy or unhealthy? Because a lot of times when you really analyze yourself and what you actually do when high, you might find that, shit dog, I think I'd really be smoking weed to hide from my responsibilities and aspirations. Man, that's tough. So if by any chance you're high right now, yeah, I'm talking to you, ask yourself, did you smoke up because you're taking a quick break from the grind, or did you smoke up to avoid the grind? And once you answer that question truthfully, you can find inner peace in your weed routine. Speaking of weed routine, if you're trying to get faded from something new besides the CBDBro glow in the dark BONG, which you've obviously gotten already, then say hello to the Zaza Bubbler, a portable hotbox machine / BONG for an affordable price. It's easy to use and will 100% get your room looking like a Swedish sauna with just one bowl of grass. So if that sounds dope to you and your heart is aching for a hot box, then check out the Zaza Bubbler at CbdBroshop.com. But also let me know what you think your relationship with a Za is like. After watching this video, do you think it's healthy or unhealthy? Let me know and see ya in the next one.
When you're so high that you forget you ordered pizza, so when the doorbell rings, you're terrified. But then you open the door and get really happy because you forgot that you ordered pizza. And that, my friends, is called being zooted. Deadass. Like, that's the real definition. Anyway, today I'm going to be taking you guys along with me on a field trip to experience exactly how I felt being zooted for the first time. Me and my brother hadn't smoked in a long minute, so we had planned to get up to something. Hopes were high and tolerances were low. We grabbed a mysterious plant from my super secret drawer and went for a little walk, if you know what I'm saying. We had made it to the spot and started to spark up. Let me tell you, at first, you're not really gonna feel anything. But after a few minutes, the first thing you'll start to feel are the tingles. Now personally, I start to feel literal electricity flowing through my brain. I was feeling like a cartoon character who just had a good idea. As soon as you start to feel this nice little tingly sensation, be prepared to start laughing at everything, no matter how unfunny that shit is. This is called the giggles, and the giggles are a package deal, bro. They come with an instant goddamn fucking 10,000 IQ boost. And thanks to this IQ boost of hell, on this specific night, me and my brother dead ass solved world hunger, bro. Shit, maybe one day I'll drop the tutorial. Anyway, that light tingly spot is a fun spot to be in, and so that's where most people stop. But if you choose to keep going, you're gonna start to experience some wacky ass, goofy ass, otherworldly shit, bro. So, from here, a couple more hits will send you to the hyperbolic time chamber. And in this state, time becomes inconsistent as fuck, bro. It's so trippy. But as soon as we hit this stage, we noticed somebody watching us nearby. So we started walking towards a little beach spot that's about 5 minutes away. And even though this beach spot was 5 minutes away, it felt like it took us a goddamn hour to get there, bro. Every single time I turned my head, we'd basically teleport backwards. And whole time, I still hear footsteps creeping up right behind us. But alas, we'd made it to the secret beach spot. We climbed down this little hill thing onto the secret beach and escaped the ominous footsteps that were approaching behind us. We had come to this beach with one single shared goal in mind: to get absolutely obliterated. So I took a big ass hit and instantly felt my legs turn into springs. I was feeling like a goddamn pogo stick, bro, struggling to just balance. Then I felt another change, and this time my legs turned into straight metal. Not for long though, cause just like that, my name is Barry Allen. Bro, all of a sudden I got fucking super speed, and even though I wasn't actually moving fast, in my head my legs felt weightless. At this point, I knew I was definitely zooted, so being the genius that I am, I took a couple more hits just for good measure before we started to head back home. During our 10-hour walk home, I started to feel the tingles again, but it was different this time. It felt like I could feel every single nerve ending in my body, like my skin was so sensitive it hurt. And that got me thinking, if my body feels this sensitive right now, then eating food has to hit like crazy. And soon as that thought popped into my head, my entire consciousness shifted into my tongue. Like deadass, my whole existence felt like it revolved around my tongue. And this is not wordplay or anything, like I literally felt like I was my tongue. I needed to eat food now. Luckily, I was right outside my house and we were prepared for the munchies. We got into my room, threw on a YouTube video, and just started chowing down, bro. We were going to town. Some of you might not like this word, but I'm not gonna lie, bro. Eating was orgasmic. We sat on my couch while time passed by hella slow. And the whole time, I felt like my entire consciousness was split in half. It's tough to describe, but it felt like my subconscious was living another life where it was a sunny ass day and I was in a super nice modern suburban house. Bro, I don't even know. At this point, I still felt hella sensitive everywhere and it was just uncomfortable to exist. It was like 1 a.m. at this point, so my brother dipped and I just went to sleep. I kind of woke up feeling like a zombie, but hey, let me know if you've experienced any of these oddly specific feelings in the comments, or just let me know how you feel when you're zooted. Peace.
Oh my god.
Oh, look at how we move it, baby.
I'm literally the weekend, bro.
They could never diss my brothers, baby. When they got links in the operation, I thank God that I never signed my life away.
Yo. Zins. Everybody knows about them, all right. Whether you're a vapor or you're a cigarette smoker or you're a dipper. If you're a dipper, that's gross. Please stop. But recently, I've been seeing a whole lot of rigmarole with the Zins. I've been seeing everybody got them, all right. Pop a little upper decky wecky, dude, and go on the golf course and hit a 40. Or something like that. I don't know. That's what people in college do, I guess. But as some of y'all might know, I was never one for the scholastics, baby. So I haven't really been surrounded by a whole lot of Zinjamins, you know what I mean? So I decided the other day, how about I go cop a little Packington Wackington and just see what all the hype's about, you know what I mean? So as far as I can tell, these motherfuckers come in 5 flavors. You got wintergreen, spearmint, cool mint, smooth, I don't know what that is, and citrus. As far as I can tell, these are all the flavors that they have, and I'm sure that there's more, but like, I went to one store, bro. I'm not gonna cap, I'm not shopping around. They come in 3 milligrams or 6 milligrams, and you know me, bro, I keep it a bug. I have a crippling nicotine addiction, so I'm running up that 6 milligrams, and I was actually surprised how cheap they are. These motherfuckers were like $5, and it came with 15 of them. Now, the thing that makes Zins different from anything else is that it is just straight nicotine, bro. Like when you pop one of these motherfuckers, bro, like, this shit is just straight nicotine to the dome, Jimmy. And I'm gonna keep it a buck, bro. I think that I'm cooked, okay? I think I'm cooked. I think that I am fucking cooked because I popped one of these and I felt nothing. First Zin pop of the day? Going with a lower decky? Here we go, here we go. Am I supposed to feel something, chat? Am I supposed to feel something? And I'll keep it a buck. I hear horror stories about these things, bro. Like, if you've ever been on TikTok, you'll see a motherfucker, bro's first Zin, and he's, like, puking on the ground. Like, motherfuckers make this shit out to be the fucking Dark Souls 3 of nicotine, bro. And I'll keep it a buck. Like, I really felt nothing, like, straight up. And what is the point of me telling this to you? The point is that, don't vape, don't do nicotine, because if people are puking from this and I am feeling no effects, that means that I have a problem, okay? I need to dial it back a little bit. But I was determined. I had to feel something, okay? And me, being a seasoned nicotine addict, I know how this shit works. So I decided I run a little social experiment.
Splitt, social experiment.
Do you remember the first time you hit nicotine when you get that head buzz? Apparently, this is what you're supposed to be getting when you take Zins. So real shit, I have not had a head buzz in probably 2 years. And the thing is, like, I know how to do it, I just will not allow myself to receive that. So in order for me to do that, I have to go without nicotine for 12 hours or more. Me, a motherfucker similar to me, I do not sleep for more than 12 hours, so basically, when I go to bed, I hit the nicotine, I wake up, I hit the nicotine, it doesn't pass the Splitt stick figure bodily nicotine timer, and I just don't get buzzed. So, here comes 8 p.m., I don't remember what day it is, I'll keep it a buck, I don't even remember what I had for dinner last night. But I thought, for this social experiment, if I stop hitting nicotine at 8 p.m., by the time I wake up, if I pop a Zinjamin, dude, I probably should get the head buzz. Top 5 worst mistakes of my life, because not having the nicotine actually made it so I was unable to sleep. I deadass was awake the entire night, and I was gonna hit it, bro. I'm gonna keep it a buck. This shit was tragic, but I didn't, bro. For the social experiment, bro, I did it for y'all. Minutes turned into hours, hours turned into days, days turned into months. I was in that bitch, bro. I felt like I was in fucking Russian prison. I watched the time turn from 7:59 to 8 a.m., and best believe it, goddammit, I went straight for the Zins. I opened up that little pouch, and I was like, bro, okay, listen, if I went through all this, I need to make sure that I get this head buzz, so I'm gonna pop 2. So like a goddamn pit bull, Rottweiler, whatever the fuck, I put 2 of these bitches in both of my bottom molars. I did not want to run the risk of failing the entire social experiment and having to redo it all over again. Alright, just gonna put two of these in. Okay. What the fuck? This shit worked a little too good, bro. I'm not gonna lie. I got nicotine sick for the first time in years, bro. I was absolutely out of this fucking world. And I'm not gonna cap, like, that shit kind of kicked in quick, bro. Like, I mean, like, in under 30 seconds, I was tweaking. No balance, straight nausea. And to be fair, bro, I really did not enjoy it. I'm gonna keep it a buck. I did not enjoy that shit. So, I broke one of the cardinal sins. I threw the package away, okay? Because I knew when I see something that I'm gonna get addicted to, bro, I'm going deep, bro. Like, I'm not just scratching the surface. I probably would have ate the fucking package by the end of the night. If I had to rate Zins on a scale from 1 to 10, I'm a pop off with the goddamn 6.7. I think it's definitely a better alternative to smoking, since it's literally just nicotine. There's not any like disgusting horrible chemicals for you. It's not really affecting your lungs. I'm sure like with continuous use it'll probably absolutely destroy your fucking gums because it kind of burns a little bit. But I mean, if you had to pick, if you literally had to pick and you had the addiction, I think I would go for the Zins. Does that mean I'm gonna be popping Zins all the time? Fuck no, bro. I'm straight with that. You know what? I would prefer if you didn't smoke nicotine at all. You didn't consume nicotine, because like, yeah, like there's really no benefits. Like, there's genuinely no benefits. It's just an addiction. Split homework time. Ooh, okay. Here's the thing, bro. Y'all thought you were gonna catch me slipping, but yet again, your plans have been foiled, thwarted. Your attempts have been absolutely speckledorped. In the comments or the Split homework channel in the Discord, I want you to tell me about your experience with Zins. Have you ever had them? Do you know someone that's had them? Have you popped an upper decky and just puked all over the carpet, bro? Let me know. I need to know. Oh my god. Other than that, I just wanted to thank you guys for 5K on the second channel. It's absolutely crazy. Thank you guys so much. I love you. For the Split outro, I'm gonna play one of my new songs, because real shit, bro, Papa gotta get that audience retention, okay? I need to be able to place the mid-roll ads. Shit is getting tragic around here. Bills piling up. It's Tuffington, okay? So, if y'all fuck with the song, bro, feel free to check it out on my Spotify, on my SoundCloud, all that shit. Blah, blah, blah. Love you guys so much. Don't die. Stay safe. Give me a little kiss while you're at it. I know you like that. Okay, I'm sorry, dude. Goodbye. Try to beam off the shoulder, but as of late, baby, I've been tripping. Sipping Alizé, fuck you, what I'm missing. Rich or broke, I can't even tell the difference. Too many drugs, don't even know what I'm sipping. I feel that only my bitch can love me. Everyone else that I already met gonna switch up whenever the shit get ugly. Everyone else that I already met gonna go behind my back and say that they love me. Say they gotta find pieces to all the trust. Put it down, I really love it. Another long till I feel like got a concussion. Still right around, I'm smoking dope, puffing on Doja. Pictures in my phone like I'm a promoter. Every day I wake up, I wanna be sober. I get too fucked up, try to beam off the shoulder.
Smoking alone for the first time can be a daunting task. A little inexperience can make you truly fear you'll smoke the grass wrong and end up in the shadow realm. And a part of that's true. If you never smoked alone before, you gotta understand it leaves you susceptible to your demons more than any other scenario. In Fortnite terms, running solos can really feel like you queued solo squads with the amount of demons you gotta fight off. Truthfully, I'm not one to talk though, because the first time I smoked alone, I did it out of goddamn banana. I was truly struggling back in the day. This particular instance of my first time, I think it was my 4th time ever smoking weed in my life. I came into it so inexperienced, I didn't even consider something could go wrong. It was the day after I had some boys over. We had gone questing for Zaza the night prior, and when the next day came, I had a little leftover nugget in my name. So once they all left my abode, I got a real sinister and evil idea inside of me. I got the idea to smoke it on my lonesome. The only issue, I was so new to weed, I didn't even have a method to smoke it. I went on Google and looked up homemade ways to smoke weed, and that's how the banana thing happened. Then came the second problem all low-level ZA smokers encounter, and that's masking the smell. And to be honest, I don't really have a very keen nose. My sense of smell is kind of fucking bad, but I just turned my fan on full and blew the smoke out the window. It was really the best I had. I won't lie though, the banana was goated. The banana was a little too goated because I ended up smoking way more of that razzmatazz hop skiddly do than I thought the banana was capable of. I expected some janky doohickey that hardly worked, but the banana method was truly valid. I only took like 2 to 3 hits since my tolerance was so abysmally small. But even from that, I started to see God. The chronic lung pain started to settle in immediately. It was so bad, I was praying to God, like, please Lord, free me of this pain. I didn't mean to smoke this weed. It was an accident. I really don't know how this happened. I was in recovery from this for like half an hour. I straight up thought it would never end and my high would be ruined because of it. So once I healed, I went on TikTok to rot myself from the inside out, but in my scrolling, there was one video that really stood out to me. It was specifically this one image from the video of a Lego Star Wars man. I stared at this picture for like 20 minutes, completely dumbfounded and in awe. I couldn't comprehend this Lego man, and it just didn't look right to me. So I did my research and watched the entirety of Lego Star Wars Episode 3 until precisely 12 minutes and 8 seconds into the video when I saw him. This is not the same as this, and it fucked me up. Immediately, I called Roderick like, bro, they fucking changed him, bro. What are you talking about? This Lego guy, he's not the same. They changed him. You have to come over right now, dude. I'll show you. So Roderick heads over to my house while I cannot comprehend why they changed a Lego man. He pulls up and I get the text that he's outside, and suddenly my brain does the Vine boom sound effect. Wait a minute. If I gotta go get Roderick, that means I gotta go through my house. That means I could be seen by my very own mother. I looked in the mirror to do a quick checkup, and bruh, my eyes looked like Squidward when he said, I'm all out of money. And I had no idea if I smelt or not. So I sprint downstairs as fast as I can, acquire young Roderick at the door, and take him into my room. Almost immediately, he's like, hey bro, it smells like weed in here. And my brain goes Vine boom sound effect with extra reverberation and bass boosted. Ain't no way, bro. Please say you're joking, bro. I can't have that be the truth. Nah, dude, it smells like weed. I start to panic. I don't know how potent the smell is, and I don't know if the smell had leaked out when I left my room. Now the objective has changed. It's no longer about Lego men anymore. It was about getting rid of the smell as to avoid getting a beating. I showed Roderick the banana, so he took it from me like, alright, this makes sense. The source of the smell has got to be coming from this banana. So what do we do about it? Give me a lighter. Oh, alright. And Roderick starts smoking out the banana, not before eating the whole thing. Eating that banana is just downright awful. Alright, dude. Now the source of the smell is inside of me. So as long as I don't open my mouth very much, it can't get out. Oh, wow, bro. That's genius. I didn't know you had this much intelligence. Hey, I'm not done cooking yet. We gotta get the smell out of the atmosphere now. The atmosphere? Yeah, dude, the atmosphere. Go get a vacuum. Go get a vacuum. So I run and get the vacuum, and then bro turns on the vacuum nozzle and starts attempting to suck the weed smell out of the bedroom's atmosphere. Wait. That vacuum is too loud. It's gonna bring suspicion to the noise. Oh, damn. Good thinking. And in an attempt to soundproof my bedroom, me and Roderick take my bed mattress off the frame and push it up against the door. door. Once we had thoroughly sucked all stench from the atmosphere, Roderick was like, all right, we gotta vacuum the floor now because the odor can trap itself in the carpet, so let's suck it out. So then we vacuumed my entire bedroom. Our soundproofing was apparently not good at all because all of a sudden my mom opens my door to see what all the noise was and the mattress falls on Roderick. What's all this noise? Oh, you know, I'm just cleaning my room. Are you okay, dude? I think my rib punctured my lung. Okay, but we should be all good with the smell now. This was perfect because now I could show Roderick how they changed the way Lego General Grievous looks in Lego Star Wars. So I showed him the difference and bro didn't really care. He never played Lego Star Wars, so he didn't really have any reaction. After that anticlimactic reveal, he just headed home and I was back to being high alone. But since we had cleaned my room, I won't lie, I felt like a king. I felt like I was living in the highest echelon of society, so I took a whole shower for like 30 minutes in complete bliss. Once I was done, I got out and looked out my window to enjoy the view to see Roderick's car was still outside my house. It turns out he forgot he drove to my house and he was walking home this entire time. So I called Roman to get Roderick to take him to my house so he can take his car home. So we go through with the plan until Roderick gets back to my house and he's like, I'm high, I can't drive. So we call Adam to drive over and bring Kevin to drive Roderick's car home. In the meantime, me, Roderick, and Roman all go up to my bedroom, and as soon as Roman steps in, he's like, it smells like weed in here. Are you joking? After all the atmospheric sucking we did, it still smells like weed. So Roman did a little scouting around until he finds little bits of weed all over my bathroom counter. It turns out Roderick had just spilled them all out before eating the banana and forgot that they were out in the open. So Adam and Kevin come to my house, and as Kevin gets ready to drive Roderick back home, he realized he doesn't know how to drive a stick shift. So we need Adam now to drive Roderick's car since he doesn't know how to drive a stick shift, and they did a whole thing that I completely tuned out because I'm high and can't mentally comprehend their plan. As I'm watching them try and figure this all out, I'm just thinking, damn, if they never changed the way that Lego guy looked, none of this would be happening right now. So since I just kind of tuned this whole thing out, I decided to sneakily turn around and just walk back into my house while this chaos is transpiring outside. Even though at the heart of the cause, it was my fault, I was just like, I can't deal with this right now. And as I went into my room, I won't lie, I still smelt the weed at this point. But I couldn't really bother to care about that either. I was just so mentally fried and I was so high. I decided I would just watch funny videos on my iPhone SE until I passed out. Okay, that's the video. Subscribe.
January 1st, 2014. There is a line of people in front of a store in Denver, Colorado. Time goes by and they finally open, which then a man walks in and buys the first ever legal recreational bag of weed in the US and gets absolutely obliterated. And I'm pretty sure no one expected this event to bring forth one of the fastest growing industries in the United States. From being known as the murder drug in India to going to your local dispensary and buying a $80 bag of banana strawberry pudding flavored weed, this is the story of how the ZA went from illegal to a projected $100 billion industry by 2028. And it all started in the early 1900s. The initial regulation of cannabis in the United States came with the enactment of the 1937 Marijuana Tax Act. There is a widespread belief that the decision to outlaw cannabis was driven by racial motivations, for you see, during the early 1900s, a growing influx of Mexican immigrants into the US prompted a shift in media discourse towards portraying the ganja as a dangerous substance, leading to the implementation of stricter drug and cannabis laws. Media reports even went as far as labeling marijuana as the murder drug. Yeah, bro, not meth and not coke, weed was the murder drug. What are you doing, bro? Smoking that murder drug. Oh, I didn't know it was that bad. Yeah, man, it makes you violent and literally go insane. Oh, damn, I'll put it away. Thanks for warning me. Nah, you good. Just don't do it again. What's that? This? Don't worry, this is just crack. Also, during this time, newspapers frequently circulated assertions linking marijuana use to mental illness, promiscuity, and violent behavior. These claims significantly deterred recreational marijuana use among the majority of Americans, despite the substance not being widely recognized at the time. Which, my favorite of the bunch is definitely violent behavior. I just can't deny that every time I smoke a doozy at the end of my day, I get this sudden rage, and I just start fucking going apeshit. That's probably also a big reason why Bob Marley was such a war activist and always propagating rage and hatred. Disclaimer, that was all sarcasm. Anyway, later on, John Ehrlichman, or whatever the fuck his name is, a senior advisor to Nixon, was quoted as saying, well, the quote is pretty long and boring, so I'll just summarize it. Pause the video if you want to see the full version. Did we know we were finessing the public about weed? See, of course, dog. But you gotta understand, bro. We did it for America. We got the public to associate hippies with weed and blacks with heroin. Then we criminalized the shit out of it and went full commando on them. We talking Rambo. We talking death to the chopper. Shit, we went full D-Day on them motherfuckers, man. We hit so many damn licks. Shit was kind of ridiculous. This quote was kind of the catalyst of the 1970 Controlled Substance Act, which was the consolidation of over 200 previous drug laws into a single statute governing the production and distribution of specific substances. And since we're on the subject of production and distribution, I'd like to let you know that CbdBro Shop will be relocating to a new warehouse sometime in the near future. With that will come new products, making everything sold right now limited edition as fuck. So if you've been eyeing the glow-in-the-dark BONG, the metal grinders, or anything else, just know if you buy now, one day their value will be up like 10,000%. Well, I can't guarantee that, but the stuff being sold currently really will be an ultra flex for when CbdBro Shop becomes the #1 smoke shop in the world, or at least that's my vision and goal. So click the link in the pinned comment or description and use the secret code OGCBD for 20% off. But now back to the video. Under the Controlled Substance Act, drugs were categorized into 5 schedules based on their potential for abuse and medical utility. This streamlined the process of drafting and amending laws to encompass entire groups of drugs rather than addressing each one individually. Schedule 1 drugs, the most rigorously regulated, were classified as having no recognized medical value, so obviously medical marijuana must have been like the lowest schedule, right? Wrong! Despite evidence indicating a lower risk of abuse and clear medical benefits, marijuana was still placed under Schedule 1. Research has demonstrated its effectiveness in treating conditions such as AIDS, cancer, epilepsy, and various other medical ailments. But I guess Congress was still like, it's not the Lord's loud. It's the devil's lettuce. Since its initial prohibition, there have been ongoing movements advocating for the legalization of cannabis, which in the 1970s pressure to legalize weed intensified in California. Proposition 19 aimed to legalize the grass and was introduced on the ballot in 1972, but garnered only 33% of the vote, so it failed for now. The push for legalization has primarily focused on 3 distinct products: CBD, medical marijuana, and everybody's favorite, recreational marijuana. So finally in 1996, California became the pioneering state to overturn the prohibition of weed by legalizing medical marijuana, despite conflicting with the federal law, brah. Subsequently, in 2012, Colorado and Washington became the first states to legalize recreational weed use. Oh yeah. Yo bro, did you hear? Weed is finally legal. Really? Yeah bro, I just bought this from a store. Shit is wild. So you're telling me if I went down to my underground farm, harvest my 20 or so pounds of weed, then go to the university campus, set up a weed lemonade stand, and sell all of my lemon haze to the students, I'm not a drug dealer and just a businessman? Nah, I think you can like have a couple grams, and your operation is still, well, not gonna lie bro, I got a wire and the FBI should be kicking your door in right about... FBI, open up! Which brings us to today, where the ZA is still federally illegal and a Schedule 1 drug, and because of that, there really isn't a lot of research on it. Between 2000 and 2018, $1.56 billion was allocated to cannabis research, with half of this sum dedicated to investigating the potential adverse effects of the drug in recreational use. This disproportionate allocation meant that understanding the harms of weed received 20 times more funding than any other area of research, while only a fraction fraction less than $5 million was directed towards enhancing our understanding of its therapeutic application. In 2018 though, the Farm Bill legalized CBD throughout the US, as long as it followed the rules of staying below 0.3% THC, which this Farm Bill turned out to have a shit ton of legal loopholes, making the sale of real weed online completely legal and possible. More on that later. Anyway, because of the lack of research and, well, frankly awful regulations, we are currently in the wild west of the cannabis industry. You might assume buying weed from a big brand is safer than, let's say, your friendly neighborhood plug, and in some cases it might be, but a lot of times your plug is selling the same shit a dispensary is, just the dispensary is putting it in a fancy bag. Even worse, there's a big issue with sprayed weed, which basically means bud that is artificially flavored in a machine to give the illusion of it being some exotic Havana pack, when in reality it's just a mid sprayed with banana flavor. So you're telling me this eighth costs $100 because it was grown and harvested in Uganda, Africa, right next to the exotic banana farms, and that's why it's banana flavor? Yup. Then why is there a spray bottle right there labeled banana?
Why are you asking so many questions, man? Are you a cop?
What? No.
Guys, get over here. We gotta kill this guy.
But you can't fully blame the growers and dispensaries for this. The problem is the regulations and taxes that are put on these products are so hefty it makes turning a profit really hard. Basically, if your manufacturing cost isn't like at least 10 times less what you're selling it for, you're kinda screwed. There's also a multi-billion-dollar industry that spawned from the 2018 Farm Bill called the derivative industry. And if you don't know what derivatives are, they're basically weed, but sometimes alter chemically, like for example HHC, which is just THC but with an extra hydrogen molecule. The most insane derivative is THCA though, which is quite literally just weed, only in its normal state before you heat it, it isn't. It's only after when you light it that shit converts to regular old get you smacked like a penguin THC, which, you know, unless your main method of getting high is sticking the nug up your ass. What I'm saying is, THCA is in every sense just THC when you're using it for the purpose of getting faded, which you probably are. But just because we are currently in the wild west of the weed industry doesn't mean it's gonna be like this forever. More and more countries are legalizing and propelling weed further and further away from the dark shadow it used to be under. Germany is legalizing on April 1st, 2024, Spain has social cannabis clubs, the Netherlands just legalized, Canada legalized, etc. It seems every year that goes by, more and more countries are legalizing. And especially in the US, once they start getting solid tax laws and regulations on the stuff, I think a lot of the problems I mentioned earlier will fix themselves. Honestly, this is very cool, and I do believe you and me will live long enough to one day witness a generation who grow up with weed being looked at the same way as alcohol. The way I see it, as the old generation of politicians and world leaders fades, the stigma surrounding weed will too. You can even see glimpses of it today, as a lot of politicians are using legal weed as a way to get your vote, which, you know, don't let that be your main motivation for voting for someone, but you know, it's a bonus. Oh, and if you want to watch the same type of video but about the ancient history of weed all the way back to 10,000 BC, click the video on the screen.
I don't wanna get demonetized, so I'ma do this intro. Yeah. Yo, that was fire. Now that everyone from YouTube isn't watching anymore, I hit the Temu cart, and quite honestly, I regret my decision completely. We gonna do this in classical Splitt fashion for y'all, alright? The day is November fucking, I don't know, sometime last week. And as y'all know, my roommate, my brother, my gang of them, John, right? He kind of take care of the carts part of the household. He always go to the plug, he always get a cart, or he go to the dispensary and he get a cart. I'm responsible for the bud part of the household, like I get the actual Zaza Boofington. But anyway, we were out of a cart. Times were rough. 9:02 p.m. on the dot. Probably not like actually 9:02 p.m., but you get the point. Yo, Doug. What's up? We gotta get a cart, bro. That's what I'm saying, bro. Yeah. Hold on, let me hit up the plug. Say less, bro, but don't get no shitty cart. Like I don't want no garbage. Nah, trust, this guy always has top of the shelf premium gas. So like the good friend slash roommate slash brother I am, I was like, I'ma just trust you, bro. You got that. You always pull up with the Zaza, alright? There's never been a single time in which you've had a cart that was not optimal. Eventually the plug texts back and he's like, yo, I'm gonna go pick up this cart. You wanna come with me? And I'm like, no.
bro. I'm actually not trying to leave the crib right now. It's November and it's fucking snowing already, so you got that. So John leaves. He goes out on his expedition. I wish him good luck. And quite honestly, I hopped on the Xbox and I was playing some UFC 5, which, by the way, this is a completely unrelated topic, but UFC 5 is literally just UFC 4.5. It is the same exact fucking game, but it's still fire. I'm not going. Anyway, some time goes by. Bro gets back, and we're hyped. We about to put this shit on the battery. We about to take a blinkjamin. Actually, no, don't take blinkers. If you take blinkers, you're weird, because that just makes metal go into your lungs, and that's very bad for you. So stop taking blinkers, bro. Like, I'm looking at you, Ricky, Richard, Marcus, all three of y'all. Stop taking blinkers, bro. Stop. But our hype quickly dwindles when he opens this fucking cart. What is that? The temple cart. La 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 la. Fuck. This shit looks so bad, bro. Like, first of all, I can't even describe to y'all what the fuck kind of font this was. This shit looked like papyrus. Quite honestly, we were perplexed. We looked at this shit for a solid 30 seconds, but then we both came to the agreement. We're like, you know what? We've hit a bunch of, like, disgusting cards. Like, really, how bad can this card be? I mean, it's really not that bad. If I had to describe this cart in 2 words, bro, those 2 words would be poo-poo. This shit was bunk. Like, quite honestly, like, not the worst cart I've ever hit, but real shit, at the end of the day, I think we would have been better off if we just put Hennessy in a cart. Like, this shit basically looked like Hennessy. It was, like, brownish. Like, it was just... But there is light at the end of the tunnel. Do not fear. Bro texted the plugin, was like, yo, this shit is actually dirt. And then bro texted back, and we got another one. We got another one. We live to see another day. Everything works out in the end, and everything happens for a reason, goddammit. Splitt homework. Alright, classical assignment. Go outside, take a picture of something nice. It's starting to get cold out there, though, so make sure you bundle up. Make sure you wear your mittens and your beanies and shit, guys, okay? Extra credit, follow my Spotify or my SoundCloud or my Apple Music or whatever platform you use. That shit in the descriptionington. And other than that, I just wanted to say, merch is out. Love you guys so much. Also, wait, ooh, you thought it was over, but it's really not over until I said it's over. Enough till I said enough. Fucking throw something and dislocate my rotator cuff. Eminem said that in a song a while ago. I have ADHD. Splitt 2, second channel. Check that shit out, bro. Alright, it used to be Splitt IRL, but like I'm kind of like switching up the content a little bit. There's still gonna be IRL videos on it, but you know what I mean? 100K this year, alright? Something light. I love you guys so much. Take care. Mwah. Ooh, blew a kiss at you, but you can't do anything because the outro is about to play right now.